Hello, everybody. To those that don't know who I am, my name is Toshi Tikolo. Originally, I am from Eastern Cape, but I was born in Cape Town and I lived there for many, many years. I'm sure you'd like to know my background about music. Well, my grandmother was a musician, and my great grandmother was a musician. So, this music thing, I didn't pick up at the street side. I actually was born with it. Me being born in the early 80s, actually, I was born in 1979. So in the 80s, I was like a toddler. I used to listen to Brenda Fassie, Miriam Makeba, Busim Hlongo, and a whole lot of South African musicians and also international ones as well, the likes of Tracy Chapman, Lauryn Hill, everyone. So I decided I didn't just want to be a singer, I wanted to be a full musician. I wanted to know who I am. I needed to know the behind the scenes of being a musician and also to be educated because at the time when we grew up, we used to hear a lot of stories that a musician passed away, they didn't know anything, and now they don't have anything. People have to collect money to bury them. So I went to study music at UKZN, which is the University of KwaZulu Natal, Durban. So there, I did classical music. It didn't work for me. I studied jazz. It didn't work for me until I found myself by doing Afrofolk music. That's when I got to find who I was. I graduated from UKZ, and when I did that, I came to Joburg. It was a bit of a hustle. I didn't have a break or anything like that. One time, I was just sitting by myself wondering, what am I going to do with my life? And then something came that, because I used to play guitar, acoustic guitar at the time, that I should send a song to Black Coffee. So I sent him 3 of my demos. After I sent him those 3 demos, he picked two songs that he really liked. And then he was like, can you come through to the studio? I'd like you to jump on an instrumental that I have. And at that time, I've never did Afrotech or house or anything of that sort. So I had no idea what was supposed to happen. But I knew one thing. One thing that I knew was that I had a beautiful voice and my voice was very unique, and I knew that there was nobody sounding like me at that time. Because whenever I went to auditions or stuff like that, people would be like, oh, your voice is weird, you're not sounding like anything you know, and that's anything we know. And because they said that, I knew that they were not for my time. The time was they were not gonna be able to understand where I'm coming from, because when my time was set for me to be me, it was they were not going to be educated to understand me. It was my job and my responsibility as an artist to teach them to accept the sound that I wanted them to accept. So to cut the long story short, I went to Black Coffee's house and then I recorded the song Buya. And when I did that, that was my first single ever. And you can imagine you are an artist trying to figure yourself out, and then you come to the studio with this big legend that's been working with people, because by that time I was doing songs with Bo Alicia Keys, like big people. So I was like, what am I going to do? I'm not even Alicia Keys. But I just became me. I just sang, and then the rest is history. Then people got to know the song, and then people fell in love with the song. And I think people fell in love with the song more because everybody associated with Buya. Because Buya is about longing for things, and the things don't want to come to you. And at that time in South Africa, everybody was longing in something. And I think people are still longing in things up to now. Before this album, I had an album before. It was called Buhle Bendalo. Buhle Bendalo, it was my first album as Toshi, where the likes of Yankenteza and all these other songs that I've been doing, like that the things that were in my spirit that I always wanted to do, but I did not get an opportunity. So with Buhle Bendalo, I did that. Now in 2025, I'm back, and I'm back with Beyond Toshi. Beyond Toshi is I'm at a different spiritual level now. It's not about me being hungry to drop music or people to know who I am. It was a piece of work. It's a piece of body of work that I just feel like there's a lot of stories that I wanted to share that I was not able to share on my past albums. And yeah, I got all the freedom to even choose the kind of musicians that I want to work with. I decided to name my album Beyond Toshi because there are things as a human being that you really want to express, or you want to show that you can do, but there'll be like a lot of limitations and a lot of things going wrong. And if you are weak in your spirit, you might end up giving up and saying, you know what, this is not gonna work, and let me just throw the towel and walk away. But for Beyond Toshi, it was not like that. Even though I had a lot of challenges with this album, a lot of no's were there. There was a lot of reasons for me not to even do the album in the first place. But because the gift itself is beyond Toshi, I told myself that I'm not doing this for me. Therefore, limitations are not going to stop me from actually taking album to the people, because album is not for me. The album is the voice that I'm using to speak to the people that are voiceless. Is for the people that need healing, that need to be healed when they hear it. So now, if I'm facing difficulty and I'm realizing that I'm standing against all odds and things are not working for me, I'm not only failing me, I'm failing the purpose. And I didn't want that to happen. That is why I called it Beyond Toshi. Beyond Toshi, in other words, I mean beyond obstacles. So you can beyond it whatever direction you want to beyond it. You are free. You can put your name tag as well and be beyond Spoo, beyond whatever. But it just means that things might look like they're beyond you, but you don't know the purpose that needs to be served by that thing. And the bigger the challenge, the bigger the blessing. That's my opinion, and that's what I believe. My collaborations, I collaborated with Spice, I've got Black Motion, I've got Shauna, I've got Poki Alt, I've got Big Buddha, I have Kadzigo, I have Letty, I have BC, I have Inzima, and Master MP. So all these people that I've got is because there's something special about all these different types of producers, and there's an element of them and in their journey as their house musicians and their Afro-tech musicians that comes back to me and that resonates with my story, because I know that the journeys that they've been in with their own life as musicians. So I needed to work with a group of people that we are one in spirit, that we speak the same language. I couldn't have chosen maybe somebody else from a different genre because maybe our struggles were not going to be able to be relatable. So I needed to work with people that are my brothers and sisters in the industry and that I can feel their own work, because when I listen to their music too, something in me moves. So it was easy for me to take their productions and include them in my journey. That's the point that I wanted to make, that African music lives forever and it never dies. Beyond Toshi is coming out in the beginning of April. And I love April too, because the April March is a very, very beautiful time for me, because those months, they speak a lot, I mean, to us as human beings, because it's the crucifixion of Christ, of something dying and something coming to life. So I feel like when you've disappeared from a public eye in a while, people think that you actually died, and they kind of think that you're not a musician anymore. They don't hear from you anymore. So I feel like it's resurrection for me. I'm going to resurrect in April, and I'm going to resurrect with Beyond Toshi. So like I said before, anyone that had a dream, this is the opportunity to tap into my blessing. If you know that you had a dream and you had any limitation or any situation that was working against you, just know that if I can do it, you can do it too. Because Beyond Toshi is a hope, is an album for hope. I just want people to understand that it's not just music. It's healing, it's hope, it's resurrection, it's second chances, it's everything that you want it to be. Hi, this is Toshi. Please get my new album. It's going to be released on the 3rd of April. It's called Beyond Toshi. I need you to pre-save it now and understand that day, don't miss it out no matter what. You need to grab your own copy, because if you do, I promise you, your life will never be the same. Always remember, I'm not a disappearing act. Whenever you're looking for me, you can find me on my Instagram is toshi.vocalist tikolo, and on my Twitter it's realtoshi_sa. Facebook is toshi.vocalist_sa. Twitter it's Toshi the musician. So all these platforms are gonna be available, where I'm going to be talking about my album, where I'm going to be performing it worldwide, when it's gonna be released, the singles that are gonna be released, everything about it. So follow me so that you can be updated. I don't want you to miss out, because like I said, you really need to hear this album. And there's no album like this one. So I do not know, if you're not listening to this album, what are you listening to? Because it's me to listen to. That's all I'm saying.